Hey friends, thanks for joining me again today. So, I want to talk a little bit about joy and laughter and just being silly. So, I think it's Proverbs 17:22 that talks about how a joyful heart is healing and that a crushed spirit dries up the bones. And I don't know if you know this, but in the bones is where we basically, in the bone marrow, is where we basically have our immune system. And so, whenever we are really sick, the very best thing for us to do is to begin creating those happy chemicals in our brain once again so that we can give our immune systems the boost that it needs, right? So I want to talk a little bit about that. Some of you who are watching are doing DNRS like I did. And whenever I was doing DNRS, I would try to come up with the silliest possible rounds that I could come up with. Visualizations of doing fun, silly things. And it's not really out of character for me to do stuff like that, though I try to behave myself for everybody else's sake. But some of the things that I imagined and some of the things that I have done in the past are just so fun and just goofy. Oh, imagine going to the mall with your friend and you both have sock puppets. And so everybody that you talk to, you bring out your sock puppet and you talk to them and say, "Hi, how are you doing today?" You know, silly things like that. Or maybe whenever you go to buy something and you take it up to the cash register and the person helping you, you know, looks like they're having a bad day and you say something silly and goofy with your sock puppet, maybe. Or just imagine that you're going to go maybe to Target or Walmart and you're going to take turns pushing your friend or they'll push you through the store. That's a fun visual. Just think of really silly, ridiculous things. Maybe in the middle of summertime, you want to imagine that you are going to play in a public fountain. Obviously, you may not want to actually do these things in real life because you don't want to be arrested. But you can imagine anything you want to. And that is the most wonderful thing about using your imagination. So imagine doing fun stuff like that. Some of the things that I would have to do whenever I first started retraining, and I just didn't have much energy, is my husband and I would get up early in the morning, and honestly, I couldn't help it, but I would get up and we would go out for a walk. And oh, my body said, "No, we're not doing this." And my brain said, "You know what?" I told my mind told my brain, "We are going to do this because my mind is in charge, right? Your mind is in charge." And so we would start walking and I would start singing to myself, I would start singing to myself, "I feel good, na 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 na. I knew that I would, na 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 na," right? And I would sing that to myself in my mind, saying, "I feel awesome. I can do this. I can do anything." And sometimes I still do that, I sing little songs to myself in my brain saying, "You can do this. This is easy." And I sing other silly, truthful songs. I used to, when I first started brain retraining, I would watch the Muppets and listen to silly Muppet songs, or I would watch VeggieTales and get VeggieTales songs in my head. There's one that whenever my son was little, oh, I loved this song. What is it? "God is bigger than the boogeyman. He's bigger than Godzilla or the monsters on TV. Oh, God is bigger than the boogeyman, and he's watching out for you and me. And I would just sing these songs to myself because it reminded me, especially, your limbic system is like a 3-year-old. And you need to meet your limbic system exactly where it's at. And if you are having freakouts, you need to chill Limby down and treat her like a 3-year-old and say, hey, Limby, you know what? We're okay. We're okay. God's bigger than us. We can do this. We're going to have fun. We don't need to be afraid anymore. And having fun is just so important. So try to incorporate these things in your rounds or throughout your day. Whenever you're having a tough time getting up out of bed, I feel good, right? And tell yourself, I can do this. We're going to do it, Libby. We're going to be fine. So I just wanted to share those things with you today. And yes, I am sitting in my bathtub because I feel good.